Ladies and gentlemen, it is now Wednesday evening. If you guys watched my last video, you'll understand why I'm smiling through the pain right now. If you guys do enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace. So today was supposed to be like this magical evening of wow, Real Madrid did it again, another remontada, a comeback from Mbappe and the boys. And as you can tell, we have a 2-1 loss at home versus Arsenal. But Bukayo Saka missed a penalty. He ended up redeeming himself. Scored a nice little chip shot over Courtois. Don't know what was going on with the defense there, but I mean, we'll start it off here. I mean, initial thoughts were these Madrid games are kind of a tale of two halves every single time they play. The first half they're whatever, second half they get a lot better. Obviously they bled 2 goals in the second half, but the first half I think they were doing really well. They were attacking really well. I like to start off with Ancelotti. I saw the starting lineup. It was Courtois, Vasquez, Asensio, Rudiger, Alaba, and then he had Valverde in the midfield. He had a Tchouaméni who played phenomenally, by the way. Shout out to him. It was crazy. I didn't think he'd play a game like that. And then they had Jude Bellingham, and then Rodrigo, Mbappe, Vini. So, like, if you guys watched my last video, I talked about how I wanted Ceballos to start, I wanted Fran Garcia to start, and I wanted Valverde at right back. And then Tchouaméni or I guess Camavinga was hurt or had a red card, right? So it would be Ceballos, Tchouaméni, Jude Bellingham instead of Modric or Valverde. So top 3 stays the same for me, but it doesn't always play out like that. So I'm not the coach. I'm not Carlo Ancelotti. He makes those decisions. But I thought he I don't want to say he coached really bad. That'd be unfair to him. But I hated the starting lineup. I wasn't confident in what team he put out there. I thought the play style, the instructions from him were worse than the starting lineup. I thought Lucas Vasquez played a better game today than he has in a very long time. Granted, I thought that Arsenal was they were kind of cool to sit back and let just counterattack the crap out of us because, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli was he was kind of lackluster and he was kind of non-existent for a lot of that, a big part of that game. So until he scored a goal in the 93rd minute. So that kind of worked out in our favor that they weren't pushing too much with them. I thought the Arsenal was, like I said, we're super cool with just being like, okay, whatever. We're going to just sit back here and defend really well. And got to give it up to them. They're super strong defensively. They have phenomenal shape. Arteta does really well giving them that shape. Saliba's phenomenal. Timber just locked down Vinny, which is crazy to say. The other dude on the other side, I forget his name, like Lewis something. He's the left back, I believe, and he's really good. But yeah, the Arsenal defensively were super strong. It was kind of tough to watch, but I didn't hate what they did. I'm not mad at them winning. But I think that these stats are crazy because it says that Madrid had 18 shot attempts, but they didn't have a shot on goal until like the 35th minute or something like that. So they had 18 shot attempts, 3 of them were on goal. So very bad chances, not creating nothing crazy. They obviously had a penalty called against them and then a penalty called for them, and both of them didn't go in their favor. One was blocked by Courtois, a terrible penalty from Saka, but the pen called, that pen was really bad called. Like, I didn't like the call at all. And then Mbappe's penalty that was called was really dumb too. I thought if you give one on one side, you have to give one on the other side, and apparently that's not a foul. I mean, that game was really weird in that sense because that call took like 7 minutes, and during those 7 minutes prior to that, Madrid were actually pressing really hard. They actually had a lot of momentum going forward. I don't think that call itself like changes the result of the game any way, shape, or form, but I thought that it was unfortunate to watch. As a fan, you're just like, okay, bro. As just a spectator, you're like, okay, man. It's been 7 minutes, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is taking way too long. Like, the first pen against Asensio, Arsenal has the ball and they're about to take a corner or something like that, and he stops play halfway through and he's like, hey, hold on, VAR's talking to me. So VAR calls him on, and then he goes to the screen and he's like, okay, it's a pen. And that was like a 90-second interaction endeavor. So And then on the Madrid side, it was like 7 minutes. He's standing on the other side of the field. He's talking to VAR, and VAR's talking to him, and he's not sure what's going on. And it's just like a big commotion, and he's standing there by himself, and he's just like, he has Lucas Vazquez and Odegaard, the two captains, like hashing it out, talking about what's going on. And he's explaining to them like, hey, VAR's looking over some stuff. I got to look over it too. So I think 5 minutes pass, and then VAR sends him to the screen after 5 minutes, which is super crazy, right? He should have just gone there in the first place. So he obviously overturns the call. No yellow card to Rice. No penalty for Mbappe. I thought it was really poorly handled. Other than that, I thought Arsenal played phenomenally. I thought they deserved a win. Obviously, the defense they have on them is really good. Raya played okay. But let's go over some of the goals. This is the first goal from Bukayo Saka.
Drama, but no goals.
And I just want to show you something real quick. You see Valverde right here? He's looking for this pass to come through, and he's looking at his defensive line, right? So he's looking, and he sees him come through, and he knows it. He knows that ball's coming. So why is this in terrible quality, brother? So and Valverde watches the play come through. He's looking. He knows where his line's at, and he's like, okay, well, there's a big space in between Asensio and Rudiger. That's okay. So he's watching, and then the ball comes through. He turns his head, and he knows Saka's making this run. And by the time he finds out and figures it out, and, I mean, to react, it's too late. Bukayo flips it over Courtois' head, and it's a goal. So that was unfortunate. And then we have a rare, unfortunate mistake from Saliba here. David Raya looking to play it out. The quality's bad again. It's just phenomenal. It's a great time. We're having a great time over here. That didn't do it. That did it. Okay. Up, but it's the 67th minute. Not sure what you're going to do after that one. And it was a lot of the time that Real Madrid was trying to get the crowd into play, and it just wasn't there for them. I thought it was the belief was good for the first like 20 minutes. Then after 20 minutes, you could tell, like, you know what? This is going to be one of those days where we can't get nothing done. We're getting locked up. In the first 30 minutes, Vinny was trying to tear Timber apart. And Timber, to be fair, he handled him pretty well. He kept up with him. They defended him really well. So this is the goal from Martinelli. I mean, just a simple through pass. Cuts the defense apart. Fran Garcia can't catch up to him. A couple touches past him. And then he just slots it in behind Courtois. So those were the 3 goals. I thought people were expecting a much tougher game, a stronger game from both sides, but it was entertaining nonetheless. I would have loved to see more action, obviously, but I was looking at some of the ratings that whatever this sports index thing is. They gave Courtois 7, Vasquez a 6.7, Rudiger 6, Asensio 6.5, Alaba 6.2, which is crazy to me because Alaba went a period of time where he didn't play for 400 odd days, 350 odd days. Over a year and some change, he didn't play. And then his first couple of games back, he gets, some minutes here, some minutes there. He's obviously not fit, not match fit for a game of this magnitude. And Ancelotti's like, you know what, bro? Go play against Saka, a strong winger, English winger, top of his game, in his prime. And, Alaba, I love him, but his ACLs and his knee injuries, they weren't going to do him any good against Saka here. So then we have Valverde, 7.5, 6.9 for Tchouaméni, which is crazy because Tchouaméni I thought played really well. Like I said, a couple big pivotal tackles here and there, top of the box, stopped some goals. Vinny, 8.1, which is crazy. I think Vinny gets overhyped a little bit just because of who he is and what he stands for and the type of player he is and the impact he can have. This one's crazy too because Mikel Merino was an 8.7 and he didn't score a goal. I don't even think he had an assist. Maybe he had an assist to Martinelli, but I'm not 100% sure. But for me, the best player was Saliba and Timber. Those two guys on defense were so strong. And then they didn't even have Gabriel. And this guy, Jacob, the Polish dude, man, him and Saliba are strong. Saliba, I think with anybody, pair him with anybody, I think they obviously, he'd boost them up to an all-star, superstar level. But Saliba's strong. He's a childhood friend of Mbappe, so I mean, it was going to be tough no matter what. So with Saliba leading that defense, it's going to be a tough time for PSG, their semi-finalist opponent. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys thought about the game in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.